Trump administration, don't try to befriend people who despise you, Victor Davis Hanson writes. About 10 days ago, on March 15th, the security team of Trump, which included Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, Susan Wiles, you get the point, John Ratcliffe, Tulsi Gabbard, you get the point. They were communicating from an inherited protocol from the Biden administration. Pause. They were communicating from an operative word, inherited protocol from the Biden administration, an encrypted signal, a media vehicle, so that they could talk about national security questions, specifically including whether to bomb the Houthis in retaliation for shutting down maritime transportations on the Red Sea. Now, guys, this has been happening for a couple of years now. The Biden administration did nothing about it. So why make a big deal out of Signal? Make a big deal out of Signal, because if you don't make a big deal out of Signal and you figure out that the mainstream media is corrupt and how feckless the Biden administration was, you might just realize how bad it is to have Democrats in the White House when we're undergoing a bunch of foreign policy issues. Some people, that might click in some people's heads. So we can't talk about that. We can't talk about the fact that this was a successful mission, bad signal mistake, successful mission. Can't talk about that. So here's what happened. Somebody, and allegedly it's a national security advisor, Michael Walsh, who was one of the architects of the group chat, was supposedly encrypted, put Jeffery Goldberg, the editor of The Atlantic. Guys, the worst person possible was put into this chat. All right, and I'm going to close the coffin on this thing today. I don't want to spend tons of time, but I just have to make this, I just have to say this. Listen to this. He listened to these conversations for 10 days. Guys, that's something I didn't realize at first. He listened for 10 days. Sean McConnell said it. My wife said it. Where's this guy's honor? Where are his ethics? Where's his patriotism? He was sitting in there for 10 days, hoping and waiting for a scoop. So at some point in time, he was like, is this fake? Is this real? And you probably figure out it's real within an hour. I guess he couldn't figure it out in 10 days, but then he hit the jackpot. After sitting there for 10 days and not saying, hey, guys, hey, I'm over here. See me. Listen. I understand I'm a journalist. I understand this is my job to report on stuff, but this is stuff that I should know. He didn't do that. He hid. He hid in that messaging for 10 days, the little punk. He waited. When he was waiting, he never notified anybody, Hanson writes. They had mistakenly put his name on the inclusion list to this confidential information. He just sat there. He didn't tell anybody. He was waiting for the big scoop, just as I said. And there was an internal discussion. I went through it before, J.D. Vance, all them going back and forth. And what he decided was he was going to sit and wait, and he was going to become famous. Because The Atlantic is a piece of crap propaganda outlet. And he needed to reinvigorate his career. That's what he was doing.